Hello everybody and welcome to round 2 of the 3rd season of the Icstc here on Circuit Superstars, and today we are at Rennvoort. It's going to be a fantastic day's racing with plenty of strategy to think about. This circuit though certainly promotes a lot of overtaking. One of the very finest circuits here on Circuit Superstars. The drivers have got a lot to think about with chicanes, hairpins, fast corners, slow corners, hard braking zones, and one of the longest pit lanes in the game. Hello everybody, my name's Chaz Draycott and I will be taking you through today's action once again. Really looking forward to getting this one underway, but let's first take a look at qualifying and how that shapes our grid. After an impressive run at Faenza, Per takes pole position here at Rennvoort with Paolo joining him on the front row. The old rivals Nico Minardi and Mike Murphy are on row 2, ahead of Icstc and Doghouse. WhiteVanMan lines up alongside NEMESES on row 4, with Royal and Kenjo on row 5. Bearder is back for this round, with Imperium lining up 12th at the back of the field. Something worth noting here is that Mike Murphy, on the same race weekend in the Icses, the European Series, went and broke the track record here for the Icstc. A 31.839, almost half a tenth quicker than Per's pole time here. It's time to see what the drivers have got then. Round 2 of the championship gets underway at Rennvoort. It's a nice start by Per. He's got Paolo chasing him into turn 1. Further down the order, there's a little bit of a check-up in the mid-pack, but it looks like everybody gets through okay. This is Doghouse just chasing down one of the other Thunder racing cars. That's Icstc. WhiteVanMan just gets into the back of him a little bit there. But so far, so clean by everybody, by the look of it. Per continues to lead. Paolo's got Minardi and Mike Murphy right behind him, but it's a time penalty for Per. He just about cuts the circuit there, and that is big stuff. Hands the lead to Paolo on the very first lap. Now, he's still ghosting through Minardi there. He will provide slipstream. Pops back out now. He's side by side with Mike Murphy. Per has got a lot more work to do all of a sudden here. Minardi down the inside of Paolo for the race lead. Bit of contact further back, and oh, it looks like Royal T had a bit of a nightmare there. Bounced off the wall, and that was NEMESES and WhiteVanMan involved. This is Doghouse, 5th place at the moment. Fantastic view of everything going on in front of him. Icstc right in front of him. He's actually in 6th position. Apologies. So many cars all in one small space here at the front of the pack. And this is Minardi chasing Paolo into turn 1. Bit of a hit into the back of him there, but this is close racing in the Piccinos. Phenomenal little cars. You can really get away with contact here, but the short wheelbase sometimes sends them spinning. Through the middle sector of the lap we go. Minardi just holding on in 2nd place here, but he's very much in the Triple M sandwich right now. Paolo leading again, as he did early on at Faenza as well. We know that Paolo can handle this sort of pressure. He certainly dealt with a lot of it back at Faenza. And now, was that a bump? Was there a bit of a tap there between Minardi and Paolo? Paolo goes straight on at turn 1. Mike Murphy comes down the inside, says, "Don't worry, mate, I've got you." Bit of vengeance for his teammate there. Big contact behind as well. Kenjo and WhiteVanMan involved in that one. I think Doghouse maybe had a bit of a look down the inside, but somehow, after being 2 by 2 for a second there, Paolo is now up into 2nd place. Here's a replay of what happened behind. Oh, Icstc looked like he went down the inside of Doghouse. It all checked up. WhiteVanMan and Kenjo end up on the inside. Here is Doghouse and Icstc again. Doghouse into the slipstream, down the straight, down the inside, and a nice, tidy move into turn 1. This is Imperium chasing down NEMESES. Big send down the inside into the final corner. That was not going to work. He's lucky he didn't get a penalty there for cutting the circuit, you know. But now he's got to suddenly defend from Bearder. Here's Bearder's teammate Doghouse just in front of Icstc, and then just behind them as well, Kenjo in the number 1 car. But at the front, it is Minardi, chased down by Paolo very closely indeed. Paolo gets into the back of him, tips him into the wall. There's a big check-up pair into Mike Murphy as well. Mike Murphy and Paolo now side by side. Per and Doghouse back into this, and suddenly Icstc and Kenjo on the back of this as well. Phenomenal racing at the top end. Around the long sweeping right we go. Doghouse is a bit wide through there. But this has actually given Minardi a chance to break away at the front of the field here. Very close to getting a penalty through that penalty marker there. But you can get away with that. You can clip them. And every so often, You will get a penalty for such contact, only if you hit it with enough of the car. Now, there's a bit of a check up there between the two Triple M cars. Murphy just going a bit slower than Paolo wanted, and Doghouse takes the opportunity to go down the inside of Per, and then the inside of Paolo as well. He's on a real mission now in the 66 Bearder racing machine. Just clips the gravel on the left-hand side. Slots back into place. And Per now trying to put the pressure on. Minardi, though, into the pits, and the guys come with him, actually. Mike Murphy in as well, but look at that. Per and his teammate and WhiteVanMan stay out, so both the Thunder Racing drivers continuing on here. Back into the pits. Here is all the action underway. Minardi the first to leave. And then they filter their way back out onto the circuit, Mike Murphy and then Paolo. Now this is Minardi down the inside of Bearder. Bearder doesn't make it difficult for him. Lovely stuff there from the number 4. Next up the road for Minardi is Imperium. Now he's catching him very, very quickly into the final sector here through the chicane. Oh, a bit of contact. He might have been held up there. Now it's important for him to get through the traffic here, because if Per... Oh, no! No. Mike Murphy and Paolo pile into the back of Bearder. That's actually helped out Bearder's teammate Doghouse. Down the inside goes Doghouse on Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy, wonderful cutback. What a fantastic move that is. Back down the inside. Lovely stuff by Mike. But what I was going to say is it's important because these two guys here at the front with WhiteVanMan right behind them, they're pushing this strategy and they're staying out again. WhiteVanMan comes in, but the two Thunder Racing drivers at the front trying to break away here. Maybe just go for 2 stops. Look at that teamwork, though. Swapping behind in the slipstream. They're definitely fuel saving. Here's Kenjo. Bearder there just as he rejoined from the earlier incident. Just in the middle of the road. Nothing really Kenjo or Bearder could do there. Both trying to go about their own situations. But Minardi needs to cut through traffic. And to be fair, what traffic? He's cut through the traffic already and he's in the clear air now. He's got a long, long lead ahead of these guys. But technically, at this point of the race, he's still not leading. It's the two Thunder Racing drivers that are at the top. Look at Doghouse really closing in. Now, here they are into the pits now. Let's see how far Minardi and the others can get ahead, because, of course, the two that are in now would have lost a lot of pace and lost a lot of time over the end of that stint. But if they can stretch this to a 2-stop, they'll be on it now. They're back out on fresh rubber amongst it with Kenjo and WhiteVanMan. Plenty of hard racing going on, but they know they cannot linger here. They cannot mess about. They need to get on to, they need to get on to pushing WhiteVanMan out of the way by the look of it. Icstc there right on the back of him. Per getting in there as well. Bit of contact side by side. Very hard racing, but like I said earlier, these Piccinos can deal with it. Brilliant stuff. WhiteVanMan now gets a cut back down the inside. But Per uses the slipstream of his teammate. And through he goes. Doghouse still chasing Mike Murphy and Paolo, as you see Minardi in the top right of your screen there, continuing to streak away at the front. This is what we know he can do very, very well. A little bit of an interesting line by Paolo there. We expect pit stops to be on laps 7, 14 and 21. The fuel can do 8 laps, we've been told. Stretching it to 9 is difficult. But the guys at the front did nearly 10 laps on that fuel. That's Thunder Racing, of course. Now, Mike Murphy has got in front of his teammate Paolo here. And Doghouse, well, he can smell an opportunity. And down the inside he goes. This is a bit further back. This is Kenjo and Royalty. Royalty down the inside. And that there, I believe, Bearder just ghosting through them. Down the straight we go. Once again, Icstc and Per sticking together. Mike Murphy in the top right of your shot there with Doghouse with him. But Minardi holding on to a very strong lead right now. But these two are in clear air to play on their strategy. That's going to be important come the end of the race. It's Icstc from Per, and Minardi's back in. Lap 14, as expected. In he comes. Nicely stopped in the box as well. There go Icstc and Per going past. Doghouse also in the pits there. Just getting out right inside Mike Murphy's car. Of course, they will remain ghosted in one another until they separate. But look at this. Still stuck together as they go through turns 1, 2, into 3 and 4. Still ghosting together. This is how close the pace is between these sorts of guys at the top. They're still stuck together now, halfway around the lap at least. Into the final section they come. Are they going to separate at all? There it is. Wow, it only took most of a lap. Flipping heck, boys. Very, very close indeed. Still, Per and Icstc. This is a really risky strategy by the pair of them at the moment. But surely Minardi is in range to outdo them now. Minardi's got another stop, of course. But so too have these guys. But when will that come? They've done at least 8 laps for each stint at the moment, if you spread it out. Minardi pushing very hard, though. Look at that, how close he's coming to those penalty markers there. And again through the final corner. You can see a bit more smoke coming off the tyres initially from Per and Icstc. You've got to wonder how long that rubber will last. The fuel is the main issue, though, in the strategies here. At the end of the day, whether the car's on shattered tyres or not, it will not go anywhere if there's no fuel in it. These three are also having a fantastic ding-dong as well, aren't they? Mike Murphy leading Palo and Doghouse. Doghouse just nipping away at the back end of Palo's Piccino. All over him. Palo's a bit wide on the way into the chicane. Oh, he just cuts it across that penalty marker there, but doesn't get a penalty. That's the limit these guys are on. Absolutely nailing it. This is Royalty and Kenjo once again. More hard racing. Contact. Royalty goes for the cut back down the inside. Lovely move. Lovely move indeed. Still side by side, though, into the final sector. Royalty goes through. Now, the two Triple M cars have swapped round here. Mike Murphy is now behind Palo, and he's under attack from Doghouse. Certainly pushing hard. Look at that cutback from Doghouse. Doesn't quite make it work, but he's certainly trying every trick in the book right now. Palo's actually starting to open up a bit of a gap here. We continue to see Per and Icstc right together, though. This strategy so far seemingly working for these pair, but when are they going to come in? It's been a hell of a long race for them. And now they're in. Per and Icstc into the pits. Lap 19. Minardi goes through, starts lap 20. He will still have one more pit stop to do in a lap's time as well. If he does it to schedule, that is. You can see the battle in the top right now. Doghouse between Palo and Mike Murphy. There come Thunder racing out of the pits. Now they're on fresh rubber. They can certainly go to the end. They just need to be careful on the fuel, though. They need to make sure they don't overdo it here. Can they put in the pace that they need? That's the question. Minardi onto lap 21. Surely we'll see him pit this time. It's been a great run by Minardi so far. He managed to get away from that pack, which was a very important stage of the race early on. Still, these two absolutely glued together, aren't they? It's fantastic to watch them working together like this. And is Minardi in? Yes, he is. Lovely pit entry on the way in. And you can bet that he will try and make this as quick a stop as possible. He'll just focus on the fuel here. He won't be too worried about the tyres. Nicely stopped in the box. Slight angle to the right so he can get out quicker. Every thousandth matters in this scenario. But there go Per and Icstc. And here comes Minardi. He's got 6 laps after this one as well to make sure that he can do the job. Per and Icstc are going to the end now. No more pit stops to interfere with this, but this strategy so far has worked. It's all about making sure that they do not hold each other up. That's why they keep swapping places and using the slipstream. They're sticking together, saving fuel. But Per, the man that finished second just to Mike Murphy at Faenza, is looking for his first win of the season. Icstc looking for his first win of the season. Been a very, very enticing watch, and we still have multiple laps to go here at Renvort. Fantastic to see strategy coming into this on such a grand level. But the precision of these pairs so far has been unquestionable. Now Minardi is pushing. He's just at the other end of the straight and just coming around the final corner is this rabble as well. It's Doghouse from Mike Murphy, Palo, and WhiteVanMan in there as well. Despite trouble early on, WhiteVanMan has also gone for this two-stop strategy, and he's managed to stick with these guys. It's been a phenomenal race from him, must be said. A real understated performer in this one. But Mike Murphy chasing down Doghouse. This is NEMESES behind Kenjo. Oh, Royal 62 there having a bit of a moment. Manages to get a slowdown. And unfortunately, that drops him back 2 positions in very quick succession. Minardi now onto lap 25. The 2 leaders come together though. Icstc takes the lead from Per, or does he? Per stays down the inside. That might cost them a little bit of time there. It's moments like that that can completely change a race. They need to be careful with things like that, but it's up to Icstc right now to basically react to whatever Per is doing. Per is the man leading the charge. Look at this battle in the top right of your screen though. Doghouse and Mike Murphy. Honestly, we're going to start looking at venues soon. They're absolutely stuck to one another. Palo watching on right behind. Bit of slipstreaming from Mike. Moves to the left, moves to the right. Nothing doing there though. Phenomenal fighting indeed. Into turns 3 and 4. The very quick right-left. WhiteVanMan just dropping away a little bit. Maybe the tyres feeling a bit more worn out at this stage. Look at the pressure from Mike Murphy though. A bit of contact. Just gets into the back of Doghouse. Now Palo's on him. Palo, very, very good job there to avoid making further contact. The leaders go on to lap 27. 2 more laps to go. Can Minardi get this job done, or is Per going to hold on to lead home an amazing 1-2? That was an awesome, awesome first corner there by Doghouse. Gets a bit of time back on Mike Murphy, although Mike does well in the second little chicane hairpin combo there. It's a great track to watch these cars on. Absolutely love Renvort. Based, of course, on the real-world Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands. On to the final lap we go, though. And it is Minardi chasing down Per and Icstc. And this pair has done an amazing job at making this strategy work. There is the gap. Minardi right behind now, closing in. Oh, but he makes contact with the wall. That could slow him up quite a bit. Is Per going to hold on? This will be an absolutely amazing, amazing achievement if he can. It'll be a brilliant 1-2 for the championship as well. Lap traffic in front of them, but it looks like nothing is going to stop them now. And Per and Icstc take a 1-2 finish for Thunder Racing. What a drive by the pair of them. Amazing strategy. Minardi rounds out your podium. Doghouse is going to come home in 4th place ahead of Mike Murphy and Palo and WhiteVanMan. And this is NEMESES. He's run out of fuel on the final lap. Royal T's just gone past him. What an amazing, amazing race. Absolutely incredible. Well done to WhiteVanMan as well. What a drive from him. Still got 7th place in the end. But it has to be said, amazing teamwork from Icstc and from Per in that one is what secured them that victory. Let's look at your overall result again then. Per and Icstc, a phenomenal 1-2 for Thunder Racing. Minardi makes it a podium again, but he will definitely be thinking that's a race of what might have been. Doghouse finishes 4th after an amazing battle all race with Mike Murphy, and Palo, hats off to those guys for keeping it clean. WhiteVanMan finishes 7th, just ahead of Kenjo in 8th. Royal T finishes in 9th position. NEMESES ran out of fuel at the end, but is classified 10th, ahead of Imperium, and Bearder rounds out the field after its earlier incident.